up, everybody? I go by the name of Sly.
And I'm Cardi the Dawn. And we want to encourage you guys to listen to The Melting Pot,
where we will release new episodes every Sunday discussing today's most hottest and controversial topics, stirring up all things popular culture.
And you know what they say, if you can't stand the heat,
get out of the kitchen. Brought to you by The Melting Pot.
Why the Melting Pot think they all that, though? Period.
Okay. Wanna know that, right? Wanna know? Black China was Tiger Pum Pum. Kylie Jenner used VR Pum Pum. Take what Tiger from China Pum. So China does the tiny brother Pum.
Vagina the dina boom boom.
So, speaking of Black China being Tiger's poom poom, did you know she sold 3 of her cars just to, like, I guess, make her child support case valid?
I seen her post about that.
So, she sold 3 of her cars and was like, she need child support money. So then Tiger was like, I pay $37,000 a month, and Tuesday through Saturday the kid lives with me. And then Rod was like, I pay like $40K, and same thing, the kid lives with me majority of the week, and you only watch the kid on Sunday.
Right. That's crazy. One day. And you want how much?
Well, you get how much? Because
yeah. And you get how much? Like, stop playing.
It's just wild. And just
go get a job. Like, you got 6 other days of the week to get to work at somebody's job. Like,
and if you don't want nobody to know you Black, trying to get a call center job.
Right, exactly. Work from home. Like, stop playing. That is
sad.
That's sad.
But you know what else is sad? Richmond County, Georgia. They have just been on a roll. Like, they just been showing out. Richmond County has just been on a roll, doing all kinds of stuff.
What's been going on?
What's been going on in Richmond County?
Yeah, because I ain't think Richmond be popping off like that.
I don't even know where to start when it comes to this Richmond County stuff. Like, it's just so much to unpack in about a few little minutes that we have.
Well, let's ease it in. So,
oh shoot, I was finna rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh, we're gonna start heavy and then slow down.
I guess.
Okay, we just got to rip it off. Start with the most craziest.
The most craziest. Augusta man, 26, is sought for impregnated 14-year-old girl. I don't know what gets more crazy than that. Because you knew her age. You knew.
But yeah, so you 26. 26. Messing with a 14-year-old. Probably just started getting periods. Barely off the mama nipple. Like, stop playing. Like,
Columbia County authorities are seeking an Augusta man for having sex with a 14-year-old girl, causing her to get pregnant. Ricardo Devon Rodriguez Simmons, 26, is wanted for statutory rape, according to a wanted poster released Thursday by the Columbia County Sheriff's Office. During a February interview at the Child Enrichment Center, the girl is going to an enrichment center.
Enrichment center.
So after school.
Right.
In Augusta, the girl, who is now 15, disclosed that she had sexual intercourse with Ricardo Simmons during the month of April 2021. A sheriff report says the girl became pregnant and gave birth to the baby.
She had the kid. Wow.
The Child Advocacy Center is accredited by the National Children's Alliance and provides forensic interviewing of children suspected of having or been physically or sexually abused. A sheriff's report says Simmons was 25 at the time of sexual assault on the juvenile. There's so many things wrong with this, though. The 26 and 14, you're looking for him, but you don't want to punish her. Because you're going to do that little, she's a child, she's probably been coerced, da-da-da-da. Now, a lot of these kids are very grown.
Oh,
very
yeah, most
fast.
Definitely.
Very fast. And so...
they know what they're doing.
We really need to look into, what really happened? Because you didn't claim, that you was forced or anything. They just assumed because of the age gap.
Yeah.
But these No, we really need to look into that.
But you also have I've seen a lot of times where the kid, well, it's mostly girls, who be dating old men like that, like young girls. Like, you don't really hear about teenage boys going after 26, 27-year-old women. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that happens, but because they don't get pregnant.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it happens. It definitely happens. I've definitely heard some stories like that.
Well, I don't hear too many, but I know it. It happens. But like the majority is females.
Of Keyshawn sleeping with Joe Mama. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens. It happens because Miss Pearline be nasty too.
Oh, holler, there you go. But it's just the fact that, like, a lot of times the girls sometimes will be like, I wasn't forced,
Exactly.
So, but
so where do we go from there?
The cops will try and push it on. Oh, he had to. That's the only way it makes sense. No, this young grown person, this very big aged grown person, got together. They both consent. They both knew what they was doing, and she is telling you straight up to your face that it's no persuasion. She's not being forced whatsoever. So, like, your question is, where do you go from there? I mean, needless, the fact is, whether they think it's not a big deal or it's not wrong or whatever, to society, it's wrong.
It's wrong. The fact that the girl was going to an enrichment
But this is a law. We have a law.
And we need to...
She is not 18.
So, honestly, we need to rework around that law, because if you wasn't forced, you need some punishment too,
right?
Because first of all, where your mama now? See, that's probably, we need them old nosy neighbors,
right?
When you go back to that, it takes a village to raise a child. Why you leave the house at 8:00?
Right?
Where your mama now?
Now you know your mama. If she knew you was out here,
I'm finna go call her at work.
But
see, we can't do that now. Society don't want that. Where your mama?
But we got a law for that, like it. But yeah, I think getting back to some of them older roots will help.
It would, because now people be like, "Oh, don't touch my child," but you at work all day, and now you got a grandchild at 28.
Yeah,
and your kid only 7. I mean,
but it's also like, how can I say this?
Well, your mama now. Call your folks.
Discourage just being a little more into what your kids got going on. Even if you're a busy parent, that traditional parent who working a job or two, get some help. Where your ring at? I can see you on the camera. What you doing outside right now? Yeah, like what they watching on TV. I know we was watching like
BET at 10 o'clock, but it was late.
BET, Adult Swim, Bad Girls Club, all that. So, like, be mindful of that, because, a lot of this stuff we see on the internet, on TV.
But I don't understand, how can you as a parent not be invested in your child?
Yeah.
And if you cannot get invested in your kids, quit having 5, 7, 4, 3,
right.
2. You need to lock it up. Stop drinking that Hennessy and honey,
right?
and lock it up, because you are failing. And I feel like, we need to call these bad parents out on them failing, that you failed your child. I'm sorry, but this 14-year-old, she was failed. I don't know the whole situation, but I'm going to call it what I said.
Yeah.
I had that right. You failed. The 14-year-old failed. And the 26-year-old, all 3 of y'all failed. Y'all failed the test together.
Right. All right.
Right. You failed. If you're gonna be a parent, you need to be a parent from day one to your last breath.
Yep, always.
Because growing up, nothing went past mine.
We got some good parents with a good head on their shoulder.
Moving on to the next thing that's going on in.
There also was a Waynesboro man was arrested this week on child pornography charges after the search warrant turned multiple devices with illegal images. Jason Bonds Conley of the 200 block of East 7th Street may have distributed over 50,000 child pornography and abuse files. That's crazy, 50,000? So they did a search warrant, which was conducted by the sheriff's office and the GBI. And, they did the exploitations and, the computer crimes unit. Conley is currently charged with 14 counts of distribution of child pornography and 2 counts of possession of child pornography. And an investigation is still pending with more charges to be.
Let's get on the fact that it said the search warrant resulted in multiple devices being recovered.
Yeah.
So you ran out of storage.
Yeah, you ran out of storage. You got a hard drive. You have a computer. You got a laptop. You got a cell phone. Probably a camcorder. Because, you know, even though it's 2022 out here, little weird pedo men who sit in their mama basement have
and
camcorders.
He looks like, no exaggeration, he looks like Herbert from Family Guy.
He do. Like, literally.
He looks like Herbert.
I think that character was based on this man. Who knows how long? This man is just now getting caught. Who knows how long this man been doing this?
How long it takes to get 50,000?
Yeah, to get 50,000. I said, this man been doing this about a decade. I would say.
Whose child do you have? You probably got that 14-year-old. Look nasty.
Right. Exactly.
Nasty.
Especially in this Waynesboro. I mean,
Waynesboro kind of country.
Right.
Waynesboro exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. It sounded. It sounded.
Like, they go to a
Nana and Pawpaw and Ruth. Well, yeah. They look like they own it. Memphis City.
Just old and nasty and crusty.
Yeah, old and... That's one thing I don't think I'm going to ever really get. What can a child do for you? You grown. That's nasty. You know, like...
And now, because you know it be in network. So where your partner? What the other people that also do the same thing?
Where your brother is? Cousin is?
Freaks.
That's what I just don't get it. Like, okay, you know, because it's different than rape and all that. Like, all of that is bad too, of course. But like, that's more understandable. But children, what are you doing with a child? Like, they parts not even developed for you to be getting any type of pleasure. I just don't. But you know, when it comes to pedophilia, I guess that's more of a mental thing than.
Maybe it's a power thing.
Maybe a power. Yeah, I don't. That's just the weirdest crime and nastiest crime to me. That
kids can barely wash their ass.
Yeah, that was it. Like it's just
kids. They nasty them damn.
I just never understood. I just don't.
You couldn't pay.
I think the first time I kind of like fully understood what pedophilia was and like just learning that there's really people out here like that. So I was watching an episode of SVU, of course, and it was a episode about some, random episode about some pedophilia dude. I remember watching that, being younger. I wasn't that young, like middle school probably. And I was just like, yo, there's really some sick weirdos out here in this world, but I never forget that. I never forget that experience, me just watching that episode. And like, people actually do this.
So now we're going to move on to this city called Martinez. A Martinez mom finds a boy in her daughter's bedroom. He threatens to kill the mom after being banished. A local boy has been charged with threatening to kill the mother of a female classmate from high school, according to a sheriff's report. Since he's young, I'm going to give his name. 17 was hanging out with a classmate, but the girl's mother found out and told her she could not see him anymore. But when the mother went into her daughter's bedroom one morning, Young was inside, so the mother took away her daughter's phone. The mother soon discovered that her daughter had an iPod that she had been talking to a person with the Snapchat name of James with several emojis after it. Here are the disturbing messages. Young, because there is no need to. Your mom's gonna die tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure she see my face. Daughter, what you mean? You're gonna kill her? Yep. Please stop. Okay, baby girl, I'll stop, but you're going to come home tomorrow from school and your mom's face probably gonna be stumped in on GD. What you mean?
Pause. This man, y'all can't see this, but he said, okay, baby girl, BBY. Oh my Lord. She should have known. She should have known he was crazy.
She said, what you mean? And he said, I'm beat the fuck out of her. I'm beat. and on GD. Oh, GD.
Sir, please. You're not black. Please, tone it down.
Suspect was charged March 17th on my birthday with terroristic threats and acts. And I feel like the girl in this story, She would have still been with him if the mom would never find that iPod.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. She ain't caught, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if she didn't get caught, and that's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moment you say, my mom's face is probably going to be stumped in, your messages are pending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you own one. Just own one. So then we're going to move across the bridge, and we're going to go to a small city called Aiken.
Okay, Aiken.
Now, I don't know about this now. Another suspect has been charged in last year's shocking murder of an Aiken man who was beaten, burned, and buried in a wooden area. Leon Curry, 20 of Aiken, was charged Thursday with murder and the death of 29-year-old Jazz Allison. Curry was charged with kidnapping, weapon possession, and desecration of removal of human remains.
Human remains?
Last summer, Dakir Anderson of Belvedere, Austin Bernard Martin of Aiken, and Charlotte Hamilton of Aiken were all charged with participating in the horrific kidnapping, killing, and burial of the victim. A motive is not clear, but some of the suspects were also charged with dealing drugs. So was this a drug deal going wrong?
Most likely.
But it took...
To be honest, all of that sounds like an episode of Power. Not gonna cap. Because, like, the removal of human remains, drugs, like, all, yeah, drug deal gone wrong, had to mess around, kill some folk, cap some folk, then you gotta hide the body, but you still get caught. You know, that's the difference between. Could even everybody watch Power, but not everybody can do Power.
Like, can't nobody clean up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all,
the cleanup gonna get y'all every time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, right. I said people really be out here taking lives, and it's just like, it's easy to pull the trigger, easy to stab, easy to kill somebody. But y'all got to know that the hard part is getting away with it and living with that on your conscience. Like,
and how do you just willingly kill somebody?
Right, like
in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
These are the stories of murder in the pot. Richmond is wilding, and then I heard another story because I didn't. They didn't tell me where it was at. I'm just gonna add it up in here. So apparently, restaurant patron got HIV from mayonnaise.
Do you know this is not the first story like that? You remember when McDonald's had that scandal?
It probably was.
Yeah, it was McDonald's. That in that McChicken. With that, when the mayonnaise on the McChicken, it was actually sperm. Because
I guess the restaurant employee got upset with the patron, and so he McNutted on the McMeal. I don't know if this was McDonald's. I'm going to use those Mac references. And so the man got sick, and when they pumped his stomach at the hospital, they asked him where he ate at. He said where he ate at. The human secretions solidified, so it looked different from the mayonnaise. And so they were able to, test and be like, okay, well, this is semen.
That man getting paid. That man.
So they went back and they were able to tell that this was.
Ooh, that man finna get paid for that. That man got HIV for the rest of his life. But he gonna be rich though. He got that. Wait, what they got that new drug out that kind of managed it a little more? That PrEP stuff.
I don't want no PrEP if I didn't have no sex.
It don't matter. You got HIV now. At least you can tone it down while you still living.
It's the principle.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely would have to hit this red button, but not really, because I'm gonna let you. I would definitely have to cap somebody if I find out who that person. Oh yeah, you don't even need to send that person to jail. I got this one.
I just want to know,
let's just talk.
I just want to know, were the employees around watching him do that? Because that's sick.
They probably wasn't.
I don't know. Sometimes, they be friends together.
Yeah, I say, yeah.
And they think it's funny.
Because you go back there in the back and you tell your friends about what's happening out there, and then you be like, all right, watch this. People, yeah.
And it's why I kind of don't be.
Can you ever tell the truth when you was at Zaxby's?
I ain't never.
You ain't never. Not like, I'm just saying, you ain't never dropped nobody chicken on the floor, rub it in and put it on that plate and serve it?
Never.
Okay.
I didn't even plate the plates. So I know how to do that. I just fried the chicken. Yes, I never played it. You had to be.
You had that accidental chicken that it was too high. You dropped it and you put it back in.
Because they came all in the basket in one. And I didn't even transport the chicken.
Cartier just trying not to tell the truth.
No,
it's okay.
When it came out the grease, I didn't even do that. Literally, I just dropped the chicken. Somebody else transported it. I didn't do it.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Now, I would tell you there was a rat in his ex's kitchen one day.
We ain't talking about the rat. The rat didn't do nothing. The rat just living, you know.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
That's
HIV
horrible.
first.
That's horrible. So, out of all the stories that you heard today, if you had to choose, which one was the worst? So, which one was okay? It was kind of manageable. Which one would it be?
The worst HIV dude, manageable. The crater face, meth head texting the boyfriend, "Hey, we're gonna beat the shit out of her mama." That's just white people, you know. When shit don't go, especially when they're young like that. When white teenagers don't get their way, you know, half the time they be like, "I hate you, mom. Fuck you anyway," and you know. So especially, and most of the time it's because they can't date who they want to date, or that they didn't clean their room, or they're talking back when your life is not that hard. You're already white, so you're winning, like apparently. So you know, like air quotes on that. So like it's just that one's manageable. It's just Karens and Susies and Chad and Brad and Connors. Yeah, you know, relax. Y'all life's not that hard. But yeah, that HIV don't worse, man. Waste man. That's bad. That's bad.
Oh, you know it's bad when she goes island.
Yeah. Put the mierda. Like, God dang, that's bad.
Count with me an island. 1,
2, 3.
Okay. Tree. I don't understand how that. Tree. I don't understand how that come to play.
I don't know.
Well,
we done talked about a lot of crazy things today. Richmond going wild. But over here at the Melting Pot, we wilder. We stay lit. We stay giving y'all what's relevant. And we hope y'all keep continuing to mess with us. You know, because every day we lit. Hey, you can't tell us. Hey, I'm your host, Sly.
I'm Cartier the Don.
And this has been
The Melting Pot.
The Melting Pot.
Be sure to check us out on all social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram at THE Real Melting Pot. Again, that's The Real Melting Pot. You can follow us on Facebook at The Melting Pot Podcast, one word. And you can follow us on Twitter at The Melting Pot 16.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since we're cool.